I think we're going to talk about slot cars. We
Yes,
said
sir.
that you downsize, downgrade, because you couldn't race because it was winter.
During lockdown and Melbourne's inclement weather, everybody has been going slot car crazy, haven't
Absolutely.
they? Mental. So I thought that we might take the opportunity and open up something new.
That's right. We haven't done any
It's not something
unboxing.
that I know heaps about. I'm
But
sure
this is the best bit.
this is the best bet.
You see that?
Let's spin that around. What are you pointing at there, young Beach?
I'm pointing at the jump.
Oh,
It's got a jump in it.
You know, it's got a jump on it.
What?
it
It's
looks
got a
like.
jump. It's got ramps. It's got the
Got
up
ramps
ramps.
in
How
can
much
actually
would
jump.
your cat love
And
that?
you got a cross here where you're going to
And a cross section
jump
as
and
well.
crush.
It's like
Wow.
off-road racing, except it's not off-road.
That's right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we
Scalatrix
have
buggies.
That's Lockout guys joining us. Hi, Travis.
Fantastic.
good
So
timing.
let's get it open.
So
Yep.
That'll be easy to open.
Yeah. you know how
BJ
to
goes,
open this.
it'll be easy.
It'll be easy.
Open the Scalatrix, it'll
the
be easy.
instructions are inside.
There you
You
go,
know how to
see?
open the box. So I like to say,
Here we
Travis, if
go.
you stick around for 5 minutes, we'll do an experiment later on how to get slot cars to go on the truck faster, isn't it?
Oh, will we ever?
Look at that.
All right.
Okay, so
We are going to need to go to overhead, I think, because
Yeah, that's it.
everybody
We're on.
blocked. They'll be looking at the.
I
We're
think
not
that'll
going to
be
crush
sort
up.
of safe, I think.
Is it safe on the?
no, it's not safe on the crane, so I'll hold it up here.
That is
Yeah, I got it.
fantastic. Let's
Yeah,
have a look
I'm
in
good.
here.
Are you good?
Oh,
got
we've
some
got the
instructions.
warranty details. That
Yep.
would be handy if we
So
ever need it.
obviously, yes, they do come with warranty, but you know, if you crash it a lot,
Getting started. Well, with a jump in it, I don't see how you crash it.
no,
So
it's
this is the
impossible.
other fun bit too.
I think
Yeah,
so.
the crossover.
Yeah. So that's the secondary crash area
How many times do you think people are just going to try and aim for each other?
all the time.
Literally every
100%.
single lap.
Hey?
You're
What I'll
going to
do.
have to wait at a corner for your mate to come
And
around.
it is fantastic. How long has Scalatrix been around for, BJ?
Long
Many,
time.
many
A long
years.
time.
Long time. I don't know exactly. I reckon the slot car guy would be able to tell us.
Yeah,
But I
Travis,
reckon it's
tell
gotta
us
be-
how long is Classic been around for?
It's got to be
Let's see.
50 years plus, I reckon.
Yeah,
and
we'd
it'd
say so.
have to be, wouldn't it?
So as you
Yeah.
see, the
And-
packaging now on Scalax is all on cardboard. So they moved away from any plastic or whatsoever
Yeah,
for
And polystyrene
and
as well.
polystyrene
Yes.
for environmental issues. So
Yes.
it probably doesn't look as flash that when they had like really flash plastic,
Yeah.
But it's more
definitely
environmental.
more
And
environmental.
Yeah,
it
for
probably
sure.
packs away better. I don't know
So,
about you guys,
Got it
but
all.
when I was a
Single
kid
layer.
and I got my Scalatrix out, it would put white polystyrene everywhere.
The little balls.
And because it was so molded, you would never get, if you just had one little bit out, you
Yep.
would never get it back away. But it
Absolutely.
looks
That's
a little
right.
bit more
I think we should look at
forgiving,
the
doesn't
jump. The jump is definitely a key
it?
part
We'll
of
get
this.
this one out of the way.
That's your jump here.
That's part of the jump, is it? The ramp?
Yeah, just open it up. It should be just an elastic band coming out there.
Yep.
I think that's really interesting to see how this works. So the car will come from this side,
Yep.
and then it will land on this side. So they've got this kind of funnel
Oh,
type
okay. A
shape.
funnel type
to
shape
make
for
sure
the
the car-
guide.
Yeah.
To guide back in.
So it goes back into the slot.
Yep. That is fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it actually looks quite steep,
You
doesn't
can
it?
see how this section here. So this is a part that just slots into any straight. So
Oh,
it's
so you
picking,
can
it's
put it
picking
anywhere.
up the power from these little tags here.
Oh, that is brilliant. So
Yeah,
you
so
can
you can move
actually
it
put
around.
it. Oh, so it doesn't have to be in one spot.
No,
Can
that's
be
right.
That
anywhere,
is
really.
really clever, isn't it? They really have thought that one
So
through.
hopefully you could jump the cross.
Yeah. And then you could like pull it further and further apart and see.
How far
How
you can
far
go.
you can
Oh, that's a challenge.
And that's
Isn't
where
it?
Yeah.
the traction compound will come in.
That's where the
play.
traction compound to get the maximum trajectory.
That's right.
That is fantastic. And one of these cars, I believe, has a flashing light on it too.
Yeah, the police car should have the flashing car.
I'm not sure
So
if
it
we
makes
really
sense,
want
doesn't it? You know, you got the baddies car and
the
you got the
baddies
goodie
car.
car. Or you can do it the other way around. You have it like the crooks have taken the cop car and taken off, and you chase it with the
Do
highway
you think
patrol.
more people would want to be the good guys or the bad guys? Who would
Bad
you?
guys.
I think you'd be a baddie
I'll
for
be a
sure,
baddie.
wouldn't you?
I'm a baddie.
I would definitely be a goodie.
What's that trying to say about our characters?
But no,
Which other-
I'm just saying I would be a goodie. I would be in the trying to uphold the law and.
I think we're
That
showing
is
how
fan-
it's totally opposite to our characters, isn't it?
That is fantastic, isn't it? So we've got a Charger there, and we've got what's the other one? Another Valiant, is it?
I don't know. What is that?
The police car. I'm not too sure.
What's the funky shape on the roof? It's like a T-bar.
And that's the other thing you got to say about Scalatrix is they've really turned it up a notch, haven't they? Their scale stuff and their molds, they're quite bespoke, aren't they?
Ah,
Yeah, they're
Like
looking good.
the,
really.
the finish on them and stuff, like
Hmm.
that many people come in and buy them, and they got no intention of ever taking them out of the box
No.
because it's like a a cheap sort of scale collectible,
That's
Mm.
right.
you know.
That's right.
And given Scalextric's legacy is that they'll be around for another 50 years,
That's
Oh,
right.
for sure, easy.
you know.
So
So
pop this down.
let's pop this down before we.
Meanwhile,
Before we have
Travis
to buy it.
is suggesting that Scalextric was around since the 60s.
Yep.
So it's been around for, well, I guess, a good 50 years.
Do you know what they didn't have in the 60s though?
Absolutely. I know
What
exactly where
did
we're
they
going.
have in the 60s?
What didn't they have in the 60s?
So,
They didn't have TDK tire sauce. Now, what we're going to do here, and what we've been finding people doing in lockdown, is putting tire sauce onto their slot cars.
I think we should
They'll
start.
do. They're doing anything, these guys,
To go-
to
to
use
go
up their
faster.
sauce to go fast. So it doesn't have to be just your 10th scale racer.
So we do this on our racing car. So if you've been following us, when we go racing on
Yeah.
the weekend, we put this compound, which is like a rubber kind of
Activator.
activator
Yeah.
on
Because when you rub across the tires now with your fingers, you can
Let's-
feel this.
It's
It's
like
smooth,
a,
right?
It's smooth. It's smooth.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
smooth.
So it doesn't have a lot of grip as such. But
Now,
when
you can imagine how many little tires that you would get out of this single bottle. That's the thing, wouldn't you?
yeah, it'll last a lifetime.
And the beauty about this is that you could have your kids handling this stuff,
because this is actually
you know, as opposed to
non-toxic.
the other stuff. It's
Yeah, that's
because
right.
it's non-toxic. The tire sauce and the traction compounds that we used in the old days or of recent times even have been known to be toxic and carcinogenic even.
Yes.
So that's the beauty in this TDK stuff, is that it is indeed toxic free
That's right.
and good for it's meant to be biodegradable.
Yep.
Yeah, so not bad for the environment, not bad for your health.
Yep.
And even heaps more fun for your slot cars. I don't know how we are going to demonstrate this on this track,
I don't
but
think we can, but the idea is that it's going to soften the rubber
Yep.
and so you get more traction.
that's
Yeah.
right. So
I guess after it's set, we'll be able to feel the difference on the surface.
Yes.
That's right.
yeah, absolutely. So if people want to watch for another 20 minutes while this
Yeah.
one flashes off and dries into and activates with the tire,
Yep.
we could probably hold it upside down,
Hmm.
I dare say.
Yep.
But the way to tell it would be to have your jump coming out of a corner and seeing if you could in fact jump further.
That's right.
But needless to say that people have been to the point I think where they could just about hold them on full throttle now with
Yep.
the traction source.
So,
So there's another use for your TDK tire source that you
Absolutely.
may or may have not known.
Yep.
And should we go into another lockdown?
Yep.
Yet another use for your your RC race stuff.
that's
Yes.
right. So
That's it.
looks like that's like our guys popped by the Hollyman today to pick up a few cars. So we received some really nice Carrera this week over there.
Really?
Some new
Okay.
Denizes.
Fantastic.
And so I'm pretty sure that Travis picked up a couple of new ones.
really
Which car did you grab, Travis? Let us know. So
fantastic.
awesome.